morning, creator. How are we doing today? Happy Monday, and welcome to Odessa Rose Creates. I'm Robin Schmidt, and I am an independent chalk couture designer. So welcome, welcome. And what is chalk couture? Well, it's these reusable silkscreen transfers that we can use over and over and over and over and over again. And they are silkscreen, so it's like silkscreen printing, but on hard surfaces like signs and boards. We use a chalk paste. We have over 30 some colors of chalk paste available to purchase, and we just squeegee it over just like you would silkscreen a shirt, which we also can do with our transfers. We can use our ink product and silkscreen on shirts too. So let me show you how to do that. We're going to work on a project today. We're going to work on this sign. And we're going to use a couple different transfers. Our first transfer is going to be laid with this world map. And then we're going to lay something on top of it. We're going to do a tone on tone with this. So we have a black surface. I'm going to work with a lighter black or a really dark gray. And that's going to be the background for the overall signage to go on top of it. And I'll show you that in a little bit. I just want to make sure that you all can see me. And we'll check that out. Today I'm wearing my t-shirt from my trip to through Idaho. We stopped at the Idaho Potato Museum in Blackfoot, Idaho. Yep. And so this is kind of a Andy Warhol spin on a potato art. And this is Idaho Masterpieces. And I really enjoyed my time in Idaho and even at the Idaho Museum. So fun. Alright, let's see if I can find myself. I want to make sure I'm on okay and you can see me and my head's not cut off. So we'll just show up here. There we are. Okay, and I'll turn down the volume. Perfect. So say hi. Hi Shirley. Hi Deborah. Looking good. You bet. Deborah is from Idaho, so she saw me wearing this shirt at our ChalkCon meeting that we had up there. All right, my comments are already on. Okay, Deb's watching and Jeannie Crew's watching. Excellent. Hello, hello. Hi, Joanne. Let's see. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Yesterday afternoon, I went through all my pastes and got rid of the ones that were hard as a brick, that were over 2 years old. So I got rid of those and put water and moisturized all the pastes that were still good. And all the colors except for my two neutral boxes, which I use quite frequently, but I probably need to go through some of them. But they get used a lot, so there are probably not any bad ones in there that need to be rehydrated. But, man, I could feel it in my wrist a little bit today. All that stirring. Alright, so, I'm trying to open this. I have not used this yet, the world map. I'm going to do a little bit different idea with it. It is called Travel Story. It's in the Travel Story collection, and it's called Enjoy the Journey, which has a section up here that says that. Okay, so I'm going to cut these two pieces off. You could put this on top of that if you want to. Kind of looks like a banner. I also created a little something for the hostess of our Idaho ChalkCon get together, and I'm going to send that off in the mail today. But I can't show you yet until after she receives it. We finally got rain last night today, and you know, the neighbors that had the fire, they have people working in their house, And they were actually right behind me is a window between, and it looks at the side of their house, and there was guys moving stuff out of their house, and so I had to close the curtains, so I lost a little bit of my daylight. I didn't want them going, what on earth is she doing in there? Talking to herself. So I closed the curtains. The other day, I worked on, in my VIP group, which there's a link above in the description. It just says Odessa Rose Creates group, and that is for customers, not designers, but in there I worked on the club transfer for the month of July. And this was kind of the colors that was given in the kit, in the transfer, and the monthly mailing. And then I did what another design that you could do not using the colors in the kit. And I used this on a piece of scrapbook paper that has a vintage car, ship, airplane, and hot air balloon for traveling. And I like the little, I was going to get just a little, or use a little small detailed floral print. But then I found this one in my stash of scrapbook paper that I've had forever. They had the vintage travel things on. I thought, well, that's just really perfect. So, and it fit in this repurposed frame that I got. And this is on our black greasing board. So I use these over and over, and just, I'll eventually scrape this off probably next month or so and reuse it again. But this here would be permanent. So those are those two pieces. The other thing I've done recently is the big porch board, which I didn't bring downstairs because it's outside on the porch. But so that was fun too. Ooh, I love it. Thanks. So okay, let's get started. Like I said, I'm gonna do. I am like almost out of black, and do you think I can remember to order it? No. My order is coming today from Couture. My first order from the new catalog is supposed to arrive today, so I'm excited about that. But I didn't remember to order black paste, so I'm gonna have to, because this is about gone. This is my gray mixture of dark gray. So, and I have very little black left. I don't know why I can't remember these things. So I'm going to put, I'm going to need a lot of that dark gray. So let's, and I have a lot of elephant gray, which is an older color. And I even have some new ones of it. So I'm going to put a little bit of black in with it, because I'm going to need a lot of paste. I might just add this to it. And then if I need more black, I'll add the black. Because I'm going to do a tone on tone, and I want just a little bit lighter shade than the black. So super dark gray is what I need. Because it's going to be the background to another transfer I'm going to put on top, which I will share later. Let me get my little multi-tool here. How many of you chalkers mix your own colors? I don't too often, but if I need a certain shade, I will definitely mix my own. That's why you want to keep a few extra empty jars. If you have to mix a lot, then you can put it in a jar. Otherwise, just mix it on a little tray, one of our little paste trays, or just a little paper plate or something, if you're just going to throw it out when you're done. There's some nice black on our lid. Scrounge that off. So what's everyone else doing this week? Got big plans? Alright, let's give this a stir. I do. I learned from watching you and your videos. Great. On mixing paint. Or not paint, but paste. It's like mixing paint. Okay. I'm just mixing this, what I had of that dark gray into here. It might not be too bad. Just keep mixing it. I could add just a little bit more gray. I got placed in a design contest from my up team line of Team B, and got $100 worth of products. So I need to get that together, what I want to get, and I need to remember to put the black paste on there so I can have some. So that's pretty exciting. Let's kind of wait till I got my order today, so I can kind of go through it and then figure out what I want to order through Brenda for my award. Whoop. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty dark gray. I think I'll go with that. Get this cleaned up, scraped off. I didn't bring a tub of water out here, but I think I will go. Let's see, I'm going to need this back in here. I'm going to throw these over by the sink. Get them out of my way. Okay, now set that aside. And this was a sign that I got at the hobby store on clearance, and I just painted over it the same. Trying to see how sticky this feels. Not too bad, even though I've never used it. I'll lay that down here back behind me because I'm going to be putting this right back on it before I go wash it. Okay, getting it kind of straight here, centered left to right. Air pockets in there we're going to get rid of. Alright. Let me tilt this down just a smidgen, maybe to see the whole thing a little bit better. Might cut my head off, but that's alright. Okay. We're not gonna use these today, so I can put them back in the envelope. So we got our super dark gray mixed up here. I'm just going to put it over the whole thing. Ooh, I just about spilled it. There's already air pockets. So yeah, I just don't want this to stand out really a lot in the background. I just kind of want it back there, but not like it's not the main focus, because we're going to screen on top with another transfer. And I should have squeegeed out my air bubbles a little bit better. Can you hear them? On there pretty thick, so I'm trying to skim it down so I don't waste a lot of paste. Plus it might push out all the bubbles as we go in one in one direction here. Might lift this side up a little bit because it's drying. You can see it under there. It's just tone on tone. Looks good. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put stuff on top of it. Alright, there it is. Now I'm going to just lay this piece on top of the backer, sticky side to shiny side, until I can go wash it later. Because I want to go take that to the sink. Most definitely. And hi Vicky, how are you? Good, good. I'm getting Wipe-Out because I got some paste on my fingers. They're getting towards the end, so they're super wet, so I got to wring out the extra liquid in it. And let's not drip on top of the sign here. Okay. Kind of got most of it. Now let's blow dry it, which will probably darken it a little bit. Goodness. We're getting this nice and dry. Because I gotta put another big transfer on top of it, so we gotta make sure it's dry. So the paste doesn't pick up on the back of the transfer. Okay, feels pretty good. And I'll show you what we're going to put on top. I thought I was going to tell you something and I forgot what it was. Alright, we're going to put locally grown. Because everything is grown somewhere locally or made somewhere. So I'm going to put it behind the mat. Now, I was looking at these grays. frame. And at first, when I first was looking at it, it looked like it had some green in it. But now I'm looking at it, and I don't feel like that. Because I thought I could put like a greenish gray right in here on these guys to tie in the color of the frame. But maybe it does have a brown undertone. Like it was, there's the wood, and then it was stained brown, and then it was painted, and then it was, you know, distressed. So, because I was going to do these all in like white or off-white. I'm just trying to decide whether to do the corners a little bit different color or not. So, let's take a look at it. White, and I probably still will, but let's just take a look at almond, maybe. Yeah. White. Still thinking about putting a little green in the corners. If you're just joining me, I went through all my pastes yesterday, except for these two neutral tubs, and got them all rehydrated, the ones that were salvageable. I still had some 2-ounce jars from when we first started. Most of them are dry, except for the blues. They were still pretty good. But it's amazing how many shades of colors that we've gone through. I try to keep them as long as I can. Okay. Maybe those three. And I think even, that mint's kind of pretty. I was thinking I could even add just a hint of gray in it, which is kind of what this mint green is. Let's do the mint green. Okay. So they all should be good, unless they're actually too watery, because a lot of them I left extra water in, so they would still be good. Mint green, which is an old color. I have some almond, which is now an old color too. I believe they changed the formula on that and made it a little bit different color. And we have white. This is my new white, looks like. Yeah. Let me back up and get one that's already opened. So, grayish is a good color too. It's a good neutral color. I'm going to open up grayish just in case I change my mind. I want to go that route. So I've got mint green, which is an old color, almond, which is an off-white, yellowy color, white and grayish, which is a super light grayish, beigeish color. Grayish. Okay. I don't think I'll use all 4 colors, but I just want them out here in case I decided to use one more than the other. I'm going to peel this back, and I am going to fuzz this one since we're going on top of the paste, and it is sticky. It's pretty sticky. You can see it's sticking to me really well. So let's put some fuzzing cloth on it. Fuzz it up a bit so it's not so sticky. If you saw the picture of my porch board and I intertwined the fern leaves in the lettering, I did do a live on that if you didn't catch that, if you want to see how I did that. My storage on my phone is getting full, plus my Google storage is full, and I may not be able to save my live today, which I like to save and then put them on YouTube. So I got to figure all that out. It's just boring. I'd rather create than try to figure out my Google storage, other than buying more. I like to get in there and delete it, some of it. I don't need to save it all, but it automatically goes to Google, and then that gets full real fast, and I don't need it. I don't understand all that. Okay, so maybe it's not quite so sticky now. And you can get this in there. I have to go up a little bit more. Looks like it's crooked. Make sure I'm not too far off left to right. I measure. I like to do it in centimeters. Slightly crooked. I need to go to the left a little bit more. I'm just going to call it good. And gotta get all the air pockets out. And I gotta make a decision on my colors. I really don't think the gray is just going to pop like it needs to, so I think I'm sure going to do this in white, probably this in white. I might do the border in the almond and these in the mint, and all this in the middle in white. So we'll work from top to bottom and work our way down so I can paste and peel as we go. Thing, I think. Okay. these corners up easily, so that's good. Get those out of the way. And now let's do the almond border. Grab some white. Oops, squeegee. This is really fun. You could put this saying like with your pumpkins outside on your porch. I think would be cute for the fall. Maybe you or someone you know grows fresh produce. This would be cute in their little produce stand. Peel this before we go on to the second half. It's really sticky. It's cute. So cute. Alright. I might even try that. I'm going to have to hold this with my teeth. Too much because I don't want to melt my transfer with that heat gun. Press it down again and we'll continue on with the lower half. Go back to the almond. Green on the corners. And back to white. Let's pick this up. Get that white done real quick. rid of my little squeegee lines. Finish picking this up. Lay that down on the transfer. Okay. So some of these spots kind of still stuck to the transfer, but it kind of gives it a kind of a more worn and vintage feel, so I'm not so sad about it. Because I'm going to wax this with a dark wax, and that will give it a totally different look. It'll probably fill in some of these areas where it picked up a little bit, so make it even more aged and vintage. So I think that'll be kind of cool. We got to dry it first. I'll let it sit there for a minute. Put away my paste. I think it looks pretty cool. And I think it'll look even more cool after we get the wax on it. So I always like to scrape my paste down into my jar as best as I can. It looks pretty cool. Get the lids on straight. Always help. And then put this graze away, which we did not use. Okay. Put everything away. Okay. Now we'll dry. This would look really cute in a pantry. If you had a pantry room in your kitchen, or just in your kitchen. Get it nice and dry before we put on the wax. Okay. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm kind of liking where this picked up a little bit because I think it just gives it more of a worn vintage look. And I want to know that it's not perfect. Everything is not perfect. And I almost expect that sometimes. It's almost a surprise when it does come out perfect on such a big print. But I think it's perfect because I want it to have that old, worn, vintage look. So I'm going to put some wax, and I'm going to use the dark stained wax, and it'll tone down the white brightness of this, and then it'll just change it. It'll just change it to look more vintage. vintage. So I use Minwax finishing wax pastes for furniture or any wood project. And it should say and chalk. And chalk. Not only does it give it a vintage look, but it seals in my chalk paste and just kind of gives it a more finished look, I think. A lot of people don't like to put anything over their chalk, but I do. Unless it's a chalkboard like that I'm going to wash off, like this, I would not seal anything on it, put any wax or anything on it, because I'm going to change these chalkboards out, like for seasons or for home decor. If you're going to change out your board, your chalkboard, then don't put any wax on it. Okay, so I just take my rag and apply some of the wax on it. And just start rubbing it in. I also think wax enhances, whether you use a clear wax or stain wax, it kind of brings out the richness of the color. And I will often just go ahead and wax my frame too. There's some chunks of wax in here that I'm just kind of gonna get out and just kind of swirl it around a little bit, and then I'll rub it in with my rag. Now if you were not happy with how that picked up, some of the paste stuck in the screen, then you could wash your silk screen, wait till everything dries, this is before you would have waxed. After your paste dried, you could have laid it back on and re-chalked it, and it would have filled that all in. But I kind of like it like that, so I'm going to leave it, obviously, because I've already waxed. Even now, even after waxing, I could go back over it and lay it back down if I wanted to. Okay. So we are pretty much done. I'd say we are done. You can see the map faintly in the background. You see the world map, but it says locally grown. I think that's just kind of a play, because wherever it's grown is locally grown to those people. So there it is, guys. We are done. I think you can see it. All right. Kind of fun. So I'm going to set that here, and I think that's all I got today. So if you're interested in chalking, whether you want to buy a few products, you can definitely go to the website, couture.com/AdessaRose. There are some Try Me kits. You go to shop, then you go to specials, and there's a little, there's like 6 Try Me kits that come with a board, transfer, paste packet samples, so you don't have to buy jars of paste. You can just get little paste packets and a mini squeegee, and that is the perfect way to start chalking or learn how to chalk. Buy one of those kits. They're around $20, give or take $1, and those are perfect for starting out. And or if you want to make a quick little gift for something, and keep in mind that you can wash and reuse that transfer for another project. So you will have enough paste in those paste packets to create again. So maybe buy an extra board or if you have something at home that you can chalk on, you know, go for it. Use it again and again. You can use them up to 10, 12 times, and or more if you take really good care of them. So go check those out. I also have some kits available in my Hangout group, which is, the link is in the description. So those are for customers only. Chalk Couture designers are not allowed in other designers' customer groups. So if you are interested in checking that out, ask to join that group. And what else? If you want to become a Chalk Couture designer like myself, that's also become a designer link inside here, chalkcouture.com. You can become a designer if you just want to enjoy the discount, the wholesale pricing of our product. As long as you buy, there's a set amount every quarter of the year you have to buy. Or you can make it into a side business or your main business if you want to create items to sell at shows or online. Maybe you want to teach classes. There's all kinds of things you can do on the business side of Chalk Couture. Or you can just create beautiful things for your own halls and walls of your house. So, or your friend's house. So let me know if you have any questions about chalking, and I'll be glad to help you out. Otherwise, you can go back and watch the replay on how I created this with the world map underneath it and the shop locally on top. So you guys have a great day, and I will chalk with you later. Bye-bye.